Hello and welcome to the next one. D4 knight f6, e4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4, queen c2, castle c3, bishop c3, queen c3, d5 and d3. And I faced this one 2 years ago against another FIDE master, and I suffered. My opponent then played b3, bishop b2, bishop d3, knight f3, I played b6, bishop b7, and so on. And white had parallel bishops, and I had some problems. Yes, I drew that game, but I was suffering for all the game. So after b6, I recommend to play not bishop b7, but bishop a6. But let's start with this position, because white also can try other moves. For example, he takes d5. And I think that knight d5 is a best solution for black, because after ed I don't like this position, because black has this weak c6 square, and if then black goes c5, then hanging pawns. So knight d5, it's dynamic decision. If now queen d2, it's a novelty, then c5, and if dc, bc, knight f3, then queen b6, bishop c4, and the main idea for black is to exchange the bishops. Bishop a6, queen e2, bishop c4, queen c4, and knight c6 with an equal position. And if knight f3, then cd, knight d4, and the key move is e5, attacking the knight, knight f3, e4, knight d4, and now black plays bishop b7, b3, knight d7, bishop b2, knight e5, so black wants to play queen g5 next, so the position is balanced. Queen c2, and now we play bishop b7, and our idea is to play c5 immediately. For example, e4, knight f6, e5, knight d5, knight f3, then good move is knight e7, bishop d3, attacking the pawn, so h6, and bishop e3. So white should protect the pawn, because the threat is bishop f3 and queen d4. So bishop e3, knight d7, bishop e4, bishop e4, queen e4, and black plays c5, and black equalizes. Also, if b4 now, then d7, and black, knight d7, black wants to play c5 immediately. So for example, knight f3, c5, bc, bc, and if white takes then rook c8, and black is already better. So e4, knight 5, f6, f3, and c5, dc, bc, and bishop e3, because bc for white is dangerous. But then cb, ab, and a5, white should play b5, otherwise it's a draw. But black equalizes anyway, rook c8, queen d2, and knight takes e4, f takes e4, queen h4, if queen f2, then queen e4, because now the threat is rook c2 and rook c3. For example, knight f3 loses immediately after rook c3. So bishop f2, queen e4, queen e3, queen b4, queen d2, and queen e4. That is the line showed by the engine, and it's a draw. Well, it's not the first line, but it's easiest way for black. Knight f3, that was Le Quang Liem game against Kaufman, and here black should have played c5 immediately. And if white plays e4, knight f6, bishop d3, then the point is this move c4, and black wins the e4 pawn. Queen c4 and bishop 4, and black is better. Also bishop d3, h6. If now d takes c5, then black can sacrifice the pawn by playing knight d7, and best for white is to play e4, knight 5, f6, c6, rook c8, bishop b5, and knight b8. But in the game white played cb, after rook c8, queen e2, knight c5, that threat is knight b3, castles, and here black should have played knight b6, rook d1, and bishop f3. And white should play g takes f3, because the bishop is hanging. But after knight d3, queen d3, and queen f6, black has better position because white cannot finish the development and white has bad king. If castles, then knight d7 protecting the pawn, before knight e7, bishop e3, cd, bishop d4, rook c8, queen e2, and knight c5, and it's an equal position because white cannot go with bishop on c2 because of bishop a6. So that's about bishop d3. If now d takes c5, then knight d7, and cb is dangerous for white because rook c8, queen d1, queen b6, b4, e5, bishop b2, rook fd8, bishop e2, and knight b4 is a tactical motive, ab, and knight c5, and black wins the material. If before now bc and b5, then the good move is c4, queen c4, rook c8, queen h4, queen h4, knight h4, and knight c5 is a threat, knight b3, bishop b2, knight b3, rook d1, and rook c2, and black is better. c6, rook c8, bishop b5, knight d7, it's an equal position. If e4, knight 5 f6, c6, rook c8, bishop c5, white can start with knight b8, but bishop c6, knight b8, like was in the correspondence game, it's an equal position. So really, I think that c takes d5 is a good alternative to the main line. Black should be careful now. Other moves, well, if b3, then bishop a6, bishop b2, knight bd7, knight f3, and c5, and we will see this position in a moment. If bishop d3, then white loses the tempo after dc, bishop c4. Black of course can play bishop a6, but bishop b7, f3 is also playable, and here black should have played c5, dc, knight bd7, knight e2, and rook c8, and black is better because white lost the tempo. If b4, then a5, it's already a novelty, but obvious move. For example, bishop b2, ab, knight e4, queen c2, rook a1, bishop a1, queen a7, c5, and knight c6, and black is ahead in the development, so black is better. If knight f3, then ab, knight e4, attacking the queen, queen b2, rook a1, queen a1, bishop b7, c5, knight d7, bishop d3, and queen a8, and black changes the queens, so black has no problems. If b5, then c5, dc, knight e4, queen c2, knight c5, cd, and the best move is bishop b7, and white is in trouble after d, knight e6, knight f3, knight d7, bishop e2, and rook c8. Black has full compensation for the pawn and better development. So the main move is knight f3. Black plays bishop a6, and white should play b3, because b4 it's nothing. The easiest solution for black is to take dc, bishop c4, and now to make an intermediate move, knight e4, queen c2, bishop c4, queen c4, and queen d5. White cannot really take on c7 because knight c6, queen f4, and a5, and white is in big trouble. In Grachov against Bartov, white tried queen c2, but here after e5, b takes a5, knight c6, white cannot take ab because of knight b4. White should try castles, but then knight takes a5, and black has no problems. If queen d5, then was a game. ed, bishop d2, knight d6, king e2, knight d7, rook h1, and knight c4 with an equal position. That was a game. Dubov against Rothstein. So b3, and now black plays c5, and I think that this move equalizes by force. If now bishop d3, then black has a better position. C takes d4 first. If knight d4, then knight bd7, castles, and dc. If bc, then knight e5. If bishop c4, then rook c8, then bishop takes c4, and white has a weak c4 pawn, so black is better. But even worse, ed, knight c6, castles, and rook c8. Because c5 now is a bad move, knight e4, queen c2, bishop d3, queen d3, and bc, and black wins the pawn. Also, white can play bishop b2, but the same idea. Knight bd7, rook d1, and rook c8, knight d2, and queen e7. Chan against who? Black was slightly better, and bishop e2. That was results of inarchy game, and here black cannot take cd, knight d4, knight bd7, castles dc, bc, like align with bishop d3, because remember in this position if bc then knight e5, but now the bishop is on e2, so white has time to protect the pawn. But the problem is that after dc, black equalizes both force, because bishop c4 cd, black is better, so bc, and now comes knight c6. If now dc, then knight e4. That's why white should play bishop d3 instead, queen c2 and knight c5, and black is better. So similar positions, but black plays differently. Bishop b2, cd, ed, rook c8, rook c1, knight e4, queen 3, and knight d6, attacking the pawn, and black is better. So d takes c5, that was a game, and already a novelty proposed by Jan Gustafsson, his video series, d takes c4. And now white can play bishop c4, and it's a best move, because if before the knight d5, queen c2, and bc, and black wins the pawn. cb is also playable, but it's just very drawish position. After cb, bishop a6, knight a6, b7, rook b8, queen b3, knight c5, queen c2, knight d3, king d2, king c1, rook h takes c1, and rook b7. Just very drawish position. So bishop c4, and remember the Dubov's games, knight e4 is a good intermediate move, queen c2, and now knight takes c5, because I think after bishop c4, queen c4, knight c5, castles, knight c6, b4, queen d3, knight d3, bishop d2, white has some chances. But after knight c5, it's over. It's an equal position. So castles, bishop c4, queen c4, knight c6, bishop b2, and now queen d3, rook a7, queen c4, rook c4, and knight e7, before knight a4, bishop e1, and rook c8, and black just exchanges all rook, and it's a draw. Or bishop takes a6, knight b takes a6, b4, knight d3, king d2, and now the point of black's play is this move, queen f6 attacking the rook, because white really cannot take both knights, because rook a8 and black wins. So rook b1 and rook fd8 winning some time, rook b3, rook a8, queen b1, knight c1, rook c1, and h6 prophylactic of move, rook c8, queen d3, knight b8, and black brings the knight into the game, and it's just dead draw. So let's make some conclusion. I think that d3 is a good move, because it's a positional line, and if you don't know what to do against, for example, cd, knight d5, with the idea of playing bishop b7 and c5, sacrificing pawn, then you can be in trouble. Also in the main line, knight f3, you should know the theory with bishop a6, and if b3 then c5, if b4 then we exchange everything on c4, and well, it's very solid line for white, and when we are facing this no variation, black should really know what to do, and black is playing to equalize, and many times the position would be a dead draw, so it's not a good line to play if you're really desperate to win the game, but it's a very solid line. So that's all about this bishop e3 line. In the next videos we will talk about bishop g5 line, sorry, about Nf3 line. Thanks for watching this video, and see you again soon. Goodbye.